So I recently went on a quest to test the three most popular 2D web game frameworks according to their NPM download numbers. To achieve this, I set out to build a Sonic-themed infinite runner game in each framework. In the description of this video, you'll find live demos for each of the version of the game I've built using those different frameworks, and the source code for each as well, which can be browsed on GitHub. So in this video, instead of doing a side-by-side comparison, where I'll go over this is how we load assets in Caplay, for example, and this is how we do it in Phaser, and this is how we do it in Excalibur, this is going to be a very boring video. So I'm just going to share my general findings. So before we continue, I would like to note that even though Caplay markets itself as a library and Excalibur as a game engine, they still feel like frameworks in the end and occupy the same space as Phaser. That's why I took the liberty to refer to them all as frameworks. So, what are my general findings? I will not beat around the bush. If you want stability and performance, you should pick Phaser. That said, overall, Caplay is the easiest one to learn, but the least scalable of the three. This makes it a good choice to get into game development as a beginner and to prototype ideas quickly, but you'll end up facing performance issues eventually. I'd like to note that there have been recent performance improvements. However, Caplay's performance still doesn't come anywhere close to the one offered by Phaser. Additionally, Phaser has an AI advantage. For example, if you ask ChatGPT a question related to Phaser, more likely than not, the answer provided will be right. As for Caplay and Excalibur, you'll get a lot more hallucinations. This AI advantage really lowers the barrier of learning for Phaser, which in contrast makes the easiness of Caplay less compelling. While Phaser's API is verbose, you get over it, especially when you get performance and stability in exchange. Finally, Phaser is significantly more popular than the other two, which means it will be easier to find help when needed. Also, if you're looking to target mobile, Phaser is also your best bet between the three, as the performance on Safari is also quite good and the best among them. This is relevant because Safari uses the WebKit web engine, which is what's forced on every browser and web view on iOS. That means that theoretically, when you're going to publish your web game or package your web game as a iOS app, it's going to do so through a web view. It's going to use WebKit under the hood. That means that if your framework is not performant on Safari, you can be almost sure that the game will not perform well on iOS. Finally, for multiplayer games, Phaser offers the ability to run it on the server in headless mode. This makes it much easier to handle state in a multiplayer game. To my knowledge, neither Caplay nor Excalibur offers something like this. So now you might be wondering, should I still use Caplay? As I mentioned previously, Caplay might still be worth using in the context of prototyping or for game jams or really small games, as its component-based approach allows you to truly iterate quickly on game design. You can watch my video where I summarize the framework in 5 minutes. Its simplicity also makes it an ideal candidate for teaching game development for beginners, and some even have used it to teach children how to make games. Now, should you still use Excalibur? Phaser and Excalibur felt very similar when using them, as they both relied on the object-oriented paradigm. Yet, I felt that Excalibur sometimes required more work. A notable example of this is when coming back to a scene after having switched away from it. The state of that scene would be left as is before transitioning over. This meant you had to write extra logic to reset the scene state, something you didn't have to do in Phaser. To give a concrete example, in my Sonic game, initially there is 0 enemies, and then I gradually spawn enemies from the right, and they come towards you. Now, let's say you get hit by an enemy, you'll go to the game over scene, and if you go back to the game scene to restart the game, the enemies that were still already spawned will be at the same position, so the game doesn't really restart. So you might spawn immediately on an enemy because that enemy was already progressing and was far enough to the left to hit you anyway. So that thing required me to do extra work to make sure that, all the motorbooks are destroyed and that I restart the logic to display the text that tells you how to play in the beginning and reset the score, etc. So that was something that Phaser took care of for you and you didn't have to do it yourself. Hope I was clear here. That said, I still felt that the Excalibur's API was on average a bit more concise than Phaser's. In conclusion, the issue with Excalibur is that it didn't feel different enough from Phaser to warrant switching over to it. if you're already using Phaser, considering that Phaser is more performant, more featureful, and more popular. At the same time, I was impressed with how Excalibur handled its debug mode. So debug mode is the way you can see colliders, hitboxes in your game. So instead of having it within the framework, it was instead available as a browser extension. And therefore, debug mode would appear in the browser's dev tool and could be toggled and configured from there. It was a very nice experience. So anyway, regardless of the web framework you end up using, the fact remains that it's very difficult to monetize a web game, and all the money seems to be on Steam. So if you want to bring your web game to Steam, the easiest tool for achieving this is Gemshell. It allows you to create executables for Windows, Mac, and Linux in what amounts to a single click. It also offers an integration with Steam, so you can easily have access to features like Steam Achievements and now also the Steam Overlay. For this feature, it might not be available yet at the time of publishing this video. So this tool saves you hours of time that would have been wasted configuring tools like Electron or Steamworks.js, time which you could have spent working on your game instead. And now, to have a consistent experience across operating systems, Gemshell now makes each executable Chromium-based, so that your game renders the same way on all platforms. Additionally, the developer is also considering implementing the ability to export for mobile platforms as well. Due to how useful this tool is, I have decided to partner with its developer to offer you a 15% discount if you use the following link. This link will be available in the description. To be completely transparent, if you end up purchasing Gemshell using the link, I'll get a cut of that sale. That said, a free light version is available if you want to get a feel for the tool. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm hoping to see you in another one. Thanks for watching. Bye.